So it's time to change the oil and filter on the 2018 Subaru WRX. So I figure I'll do a really quick how-to video. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and pop your hood right here. Next, go ahead and locate this gray whitish tab right here. Go ahead and push that towards the passenger side, and then you can lift up. Next, go ahead and locate your oil filter here, and then you got your oil fill cap here. Let's go ahead and remove that. So go ahead and twist that off. Just set that aside. So now we'll go ahead and drain the oil pan, and I'll show you how this can be done without having to jack it up. So go ahead and grab a rag, 14mm socket with a ratchet, and then an oil pan capable of holding at least 5.5 quarts. So go ahead and crawl underneath here, and then right past this aluminum skid plate here, there's an opening, and your oil pan's going to be right up in there. So next, reach under here and locate your oil drain plug. It's going to be 14mm. So let's go ahead and just break that free for now. So just get that broken free, and then just kind of loosen it a little bit here by hand. So now with that loose, go ahead and grab your drain pan here. Slide that underneath. Get your drain plug. Go ahead and loosen that. Just like that. We'll go ahead and let that drain. So while we let that drain, we can come up here. Let's go ahead and pull off the oil filter there. And go ahead and just unscrew that by hand. If it's too tight, you can take an oil filter wrench if you need to, or some pliers. So go ahead and unscrew this. And pull that off. Next, I'm going to go ahead and wipe all this down with a rag. And as you're doing this, just try not to get any of this debris down in there. Just like that. Okay guys, so the oil filter I'm going to use is this K&N HP1004, and the oil I'm going to use is the Modal 8100 X Clean EFE. You can see it's a 5W30 weight, 100% synthetic. If you take a look at your oil fill capper, you can see it takes 5W30. And I got all this off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. And then you can see this is actually 1.3 US gallons, which is equivalent to about 5.28 quarts, I believe. And then this is just a little bit over a quart. You can see 1.05 US quarts. And I believe this car takes right at 5.4 quarts or so. So go ahead and take your new oil filter here. Go ahead and open that up. And you can see they actually include a little window sticker as well. We'll go ahead and pull that out. And then grab your quart of oil here. Let's go ahead and open that up. Then what you want to do, just kind of stick your finger in here, get a little oil on your finger, and then go ahead and lube up this oil filter gasket here. Just like that. Go ahead and take your oil filter. We're going to go ahead and screw this on here. And you want to just go hand tight with this. Doesn't have to be too tight. Just get it hand tight, like that. And then as you can see, that's pretty much done draining. So let's go ahead and get this pan out of here. And then try not to drop your drain plug in your pan like I did earlier. If not, no big deal, just fish it out. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Go ahead and get your drain plug back in place here. Get that hand tight. And you can go ahead and just wipe all this off. And then go ahead and tighten that up. Just get that nice and snug. If you want to, you can use a torque wrench, and the torque spec is going to be 31 foot-pounds. I like to just get it snug by hand, just like that. Next, go ahead and grab a clean funnel here. Go ahead and set that in there. And then we can go ahead and start filling. And I'm just going to go ahead and use this whole 5.28 quarts here out of this big jug. And then we'll go ahead and start it and see where we're sitting at, because I don't want to overflow it, or overfill it, I'm sorry. Go ahead and grab your funnel. And we'll go ahead and put this oil fill cap on for now. Let's go ahead and start it. So now we can go ahead and start it here. And then you'll want to watch, you'll have an oil pressure light there at the bottom. Just make sure that turns off. You can see it right there. You can see that shut off. So let's go ahead and step outside, check for leaks. Just check for any leaks around the oil filter. That looks good. And then just take a peek underneath. Make sure you're not dripping any oil from the drain plug. That looks good. Then we can go ahead and shut it off here. And we'll go ahead and let this sit for a few minutes here. Let that oil drain back into the pan, and then we'll check our level. So while we wait for that oil to drain into the pan, let's go ahead and reset our oil life light. So if you go ahead and take your key, turn it to the on position, but don't start it. And then it'll come up here to your screen, get your buttons here, and then just scroll through this. So you get to this menu here. Go ahead and hold this enter button here, push in, just like that. And then you'll scroll down till you get to maintenance, hit enter. Maintenance schedule, you can see engine oil, scroll down to that, hit enter. And then you can put a date if you want here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the distance, which is going to be miles. So then scroll down to miles, hit enter, and then you can just scroll this up. So I'm going to do right at 3,000 for now. Not sure what he usually does on this car. But once you get to 3,000 there, hit enter, go down to set, enter again, and it says setting complete. And then you can go to your oil filter as well if you want to do that. Hit enter. Scroll down to miles, enter, go up to 3,000, enter, scroll down to set, enter, and setting complete. Just like that. So then you can go to the go back, hit enter, go back, and then you go back to your normal menu there. So it's been a few minutes. Let's go ahead and check our level here. So go ahead and pull your dipstick out and then just give it a wipe the first time here, get it nice and clean, stick it back down in there, and go ahead and pull it out and check your level here. So you can see you want to be in between these two dots here. So you can see we're just a little bit above that one, and if I flip it over here, you can see same thing, just a little bit above that. So it looks like we still need to add some more because we want to get it as close as we can to this top dot. Go ahead and pull your cap back off. Get your funnel back in there. And then I'll go ahead and add, I'm gonna try just about half of this. We'll let it drain back down in there and we'll check it again. Because like I said, you wanna make sure you do not overfill the oil. So about right there, I'll go ahead and let that drain and then we'll check it. So go ahead and check your level again. Wipe it off. Stick it back down in there. And then if you take a look, so you can see our dots right there. So we're just below that, which is where you want to be. flip it over, you can see it's just a little bit below that as well. So I'm going to call that good right there. I'm not going to add any more because, like I said, you don't want to overfill it. So we'll call that good. So go ahead and get your funnel back out of the way here. Just wipe anything on that. So I just want to show you really quick how much oil I ended up using. So like I said, this was a little over 5 quarts. It was right at 5.28 quarts. And then this is 1.05 quarts. And you can see I used right at about half of that. So that'll put me at 0.55 quarts. So overall, right at 5.8 quarts. And then if you take a look here, so I use the K&N HP 1004. But if you take a look at the old oil filter, not sure why he had this on there, but it's a HP 1008. And this is the recommended one, the HP 1004. So I'm not sure why this was on there, but you can just see the size difference in it as well. So the bigger the oil filter, the better. That way you get a little more oil capacity. So make sure you use the K&N HP-1004. Okay, so that's gonna wrap up the video. Again, this was a 2018 Subaru WRX. Went ahead and changed the oil and filter. And as you saw in the video, this can be done without jacking up the vehicle. So hopefully this video helps you out. If it does, why don't you subscribe to the channel? Check out my other videos, got quite a few on this car alone, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.